Hey guys, had this company called GRITR reach out to me and ask if I would be willing to take a look at one of their holsters for my P365. And this is their appendix rig. So it's going to be a holster with a spare magazine holder kind of attached to it. And we'll go over the details once we get in it. But I kind of want to show you guys the package that it comes in. We'll get it out in a minute and kind of go over everything. You can scan it. Probably takes you to their website. And designed in the U.S., made in China. But we'll get it out of the package here and go over some stuff. So this is the gun we'll be using for the video today. As you can see, it is empty and the magazines are unloaded. So it is a safe gun. So the two big requirements for me on a holster is it has to have really good retention. It does not have to be adjustable. I like adjustable retention, but as long as it's really good, it doesn't have to be adjustable. And I also basically mandate that it covers the trigger guard almost completely. Now, I kind of prefer a higher sweat shield, but that's not a deal breaker if a holster didn't have it. But like this one here, you can hear the nice snap. You can see it. There's zero play at all. And trigger guard is completely covered all the way around. No way to get anything anywhere in there. So we'll kind of compare it with this GRITR holster here. So we'll kind of like do a little walk around here on this GRITR holster. I just have the regular P365. This holster is also supposed to work with the SAS models, the X models, the XLs. So just about all of them with and without safeties. The overall footprint, even with the spare magazine holder, is actually still pretty small. Like I've had holsters that are just holsters without this that are actually still bigger than this. They claim it's pretty lightweight. We'll get a weight on it here and see what it actually is. This one does have like a claw in it. It has a metal clip. We'll see what that weighs. Again, this is 08 Kydex, which that's pretty standard anymore. So my other one's 2.5 ounces. This has got to be more than that, but we'll see what it says. So basically double the weight. So this holster is actually two pieces kind of connected by this piece of leather right here. And if for whatever reason you would not want to run the spare magazine, you can just take that off and run just the holster. And I may show you guys what that would look like. To be honest, that's actually what I requested, was just the regular holster from them. So it looks like this here. And I don't know if they were just out of stock or what exactly happened, but they sent me the appendix rig. I don't typically run a spare magazine, but I have these kind here for like the carriers, but they are a little bit thick, a little bit bulky, but they do a decent job. And you can put double stack 9, 40, 45, kind of on all of this one. This one here would be more specific for the gun model that you have likely. But that actually does go down there pretty nice, and it's fairly slim. This is way thinner than what this here is. So it comes with these two plastic belt clips, and I believe that they're 1.5 inches in width. I looked on the website and I could not find any other sizes. So I don't know if you have like a 1 3/4 inch belt or a 2-inch belt. I don't know if they have them available or not. And then the plastic claw or wing on here, and it is removable if you did not want to run that claw. They say that this is washable and waterproof. If that's true leather there, I would be kind of cautious about getting it like completely soaked and then like being out in the sun with it, because leather can shrink. It does have adjustable retention right here. So again, we can just tighten that and that will clamp this more, making it tighter around your pistol. I mentioned those plastic clips a minute ago, and you can change the ride height. You can see there's multiple positions through here that you can change to. You can also change the cant. Typically, if you're carrying an appendix, you don't want to change your cant, but you can if you want to. It appears to have a higher sweat shield, nice rounded edges, no points on there, and it is cut for an optic. If you have a red dot, it's already cut for that. Looks like a higher sight channel. So if you're running like suppressor height sights, you should be fine there as well. It's fully open on the bottom. So if you are running any type of quiet devices, that'll, your threaded barrel can still stick through there. Plus, like, it doesn't allow any like lint or debris or anything to accumulate in the bottom of a closed holster. All right, enough talking about it. Let's see what the fit is like right out of the package here. Again, I like good retention and I like the trigger guard to be covered here. So let's see what we get. All right, so right there, it's way too loose. But it does look pretty good. That's pretty much covered there. There's just the tiniest little gap, but there's no way to ever get anything in there. So that's actually pretty nice. It's not a full sweat shield. It's, I don't know, there's probably still almost an inch, but that's still pretty decent. Again, like my other one, it comes all the way up to the edge of the slide, and which is nice in the summertime, especially if you're not wearing t-shirts or, undershirts or whatever. That way you don't have the edge of the slide right up against your body sweat and stuff like that. And some people do prefer this like mid sweat shield. You can basically take your thumb and use that to help, unholster. And plus it actually makes reholstering easier once this is on versus a fully high sweat shield. You can actually drop this down in there easier. But I'm going to get a screwdriver and tighten this up just a bit because it's a little bit too loose for my liking. All right, got that tension adjusted, and as you can see, it pretty much stays in there, no problem at all. But when you want it out, it comes right out. Easy release. I kind of use that as like a thumb brake, but you don't have to. I mean, you can just simply pull and then really nice positive click in there. So far, I'm actually really liking this holster. And you can see that if I were to have a red dot here, that it would still fit in here just fine. Now, obviously, that sight channel is really, really tall. They kind of have to do that, though, to have enough space to be able to attach that. So there's a little extra material on here. And again, the model that doesn't have the spare magazine holder, I don't know if it has that much material or not. And then there is some screws right here, too, and some bushings. So I think that you can adjust the tension of the magazine carrier there, too. And with the P365 spare magazine in there, it's actually a really good fit. Doesn't fall out. I don't have to adjust that one at all. And then you can see how these are two independent pieces, and it should allow for some flex when it's on your body. So I'm obviously going to put this on here in a bit and practice some draws and stuff like that. I may have to change the ride height of this. So my belt's going to be right there at the top of that, pushing back on this claw. And as you can see, that's not going to give a whole lot of room to be able to get my hand in there. So we'll see first. I'll put it on as it is. And then if I have to adjust the height here, I'll show you guys that. So this is what the holster looks like. This is a normal polo shirt that I would wear. It's kind of loose fitting, obviously, but there's almost no printing whatsoever with this. You might see just the tiniest bit right here, but that's actually from my belt buckle, not the gun at all printing. It's nice and secure up against my body. There's still enough room, though, that I can get a good purchase. Draw quickly, easily if I need to, reholster easily. Spare magazine comes out nice. But yeah, this is a really comfortable setup. I purposely wore a white t-shirt underneath this just so you can kind of see what this looks like. And again, that is actually nice and tight and snug up against me, but the grip is out just enough to where I can get a decent purchase on it. The claw here kind of brings the grip back in toward your body somewhat. And then it's real secure on the belt. Those little clips have like a little tooth type thing almost underneath that once it's on there, like it will not come off unless you want it to come off. But so far, I'm actually really liking this holster. I will wear this, the better part of 2 or 3 days to kind of get a good feel, do a bunch of squatting, sitting, walking, all just normal activities. But so far, this is actually very, very comfortable. It only comes right to here. And I've had a lot of others that come down a little bit deeper and they kind of dig in a little bit weird. So yeah, the end of the holster is right here. So it's actually very comfortable. And again, this holster is coming from gritrgear.com. And they have all types of holsters, belts, knives, camping equipment. So head over to their website. Again, they are a Texas-based company. I'll show you some of the stuff here. But you can see all the different things that they have here. And their prices are actually very reasonable. And besides the holster, they actually sent me one of their gun cleaning kits and some of their cleaner and lubricant. And this is made in the USA. And then the little gun cleaning kit, it's kind of like a universal one. You can see all the different pistol calibers, rifle calibers, shotguns. So most of the popular ones are in it. And then here's all the stuff that's included. I'll quickly take this off and show it to you guys. So we got a bunch of brass brushes, some mops. Looks like we got the patches and the patch holders, some nylon brushes. There's a cable for like cleaning rifles or shotguns there. And then we have a cleaning rod. There's a handle. So it's just a nice little kit to kind of keep in your range bag. It actually comes in a pretty decent case here. And those kits are only $16 and well worth that. So getting back to the holster, I wore this setup for several hours a day for several days. And I was shocked by how comfortable it was and how much I liked it. I was honestly kind of concerned because of how wide or how much of a footprint this is compared to what, I've been wearing for the last few years. This is like 3 of these basically on here. And the way they've designed this is that basically it's almost completely flat all the way across back through here. And so you don't have like a single point anywhere along here digging into you. Imagine this is like your stomach and upper groin area. When this presses up against you, you've got a whole big surface area going against it instead of having just one point of a holster kind of digging in. I'm telling you, this thing was really, really comfortable. There are a lot of things that I really like about it. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, that it completely covers the trigger guard. The retention is really good. You get that nice click each time. The sweat shield's a mid-sweat shield. I kind of like it to be a little bit higher, but that's just my preference. This would be perfectly fine for basically almost anybody else. Overall, I think they're using really quality parts, and it just seems like it's made really well. And as it is with the spare magazine carrier, these are coming in at $70, which is a really, really good deal. If you've ever bought just a magazine carrier by itself, these are $30 to $40. So that obviously makes that a really fantastic deal. A couple of small negatives or cons that I noticed is these belt clips are for 1.5-inch belts. And I cannot find on their website that they make larger ones. And it doesn't look like when you order it, you can request a larger one. You can request left hand or right hand, but you can't change the clips. So if you like to run a larger belt, you are going to have to buy clips from somewhere else. The other thing is that they are plastic clips. Again, I'm sure that these would last for years and years without any trouble. I always just worry that the plastic is going to snap when I'm like forcing it over my belt or something. So every holster I get, I buy metal clips, and this is always an extra cost for most of my holsters. They're not expensive. That's like $5 or something like that. But you can swap those out if you want. And another kind of con that I had was I honestly struggled putting this on each day a little bit. I don't know if it's just because of how much stuff has to go behind your pants, and then like the wing still has to go behind your pants and belts, but this has to go over, and just the overall like size of everything, and then plus your belt buckle kind of has to go in between this, so you can't leave your pants completely undone. So your belt has to be fastened, but it has to be loose so you can slide everything in. And I don't know, it was just kind of a struggle. Getting it back off was not a problem at all. And if I were to put it on in the morning, and let's just say I have to go into a government building or somewhere, a lot of times I just pull everything off and then just put it, in a lockbox or whatever in the car. With this here, I would just leave this on and then just pull my gun and spare magazine out, because this would be just too difficult to try to put back on in a parking lot or something. And again, it's possible it's just me, like in my body shape and stuff like that, that I struggle with it. But it did take me probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes every day to put this thing on. But those couple cons are just very, very minor. I really think it's a fantastic holster. I really highly recommend it. They do offer a lifetime warranty as well. So any type of manufacturing defects, if anything snaps or breaks or anything like that, contact them. Again, a Texas-based company, and they will send you replacement stuff out. So because of YouTube's ever-changing policies, I can't link them in the video description. But again, it's GRITR, GRITR, gear.com. And I would definitely recommend them. And if you're someone who doesn't ever run with a spare magazine, again, they do make them for $30. Again, a really good price. A left hand, right hand, optic ready. So yeah, they make a lot of other stuff. So go check out their website. So all right, guys, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.